Hi guys, it's Hunter, and this week on Bless the Broken, it is our rant week, and that just means that everyone's gonna pick something that they have a strong opinion against or for, and they're gonna talk about it. But before I say anything like that, I have a freaking bauble on the top of my hat, and it's so fun to just play with it. I'll sit there and just play with this while I'm riding in the car, and it's really annoying, but awesome at the same time. Now we can get to the rant. And everyone's going to do something different. It can be a movie they don't like, or a song they don't like, or people they don't like, or group of people, type of people, whatever. I'm going to do something that's probably a little more controversial. I don't know if I have a lot of room to talk about it, but you know what? It's my rant, so I'm going to talk about it. A few weeks ago, it was about a month and a half ago, almost 2 months. No, it's more than that. It's back in June 25th. A bill was passed by the United States Congress that allowed gay marriage across the board. It is now legal in all 50 states for two homosexuals to get married, which is a great thing. I mean, finally they have the chance to do that. But there's people today that still don't accept that as law. They think they can deny these people the right to get married. There's priests out there that won't ordain a marriage. There's lawyers that won't help notarize the license. Stuff like that. And there's a lot of controversy behind that. And one of the biggest opponents to gay marriage is the church. It's the Christian church. And in the small town I live in, there's a lot of people that don't agree with it. They're very, very churchy people, so they absolutely just don't agree with the idea of two homosexuals getting married. And the people that do this, these churchy people, are the kind of churchy people I don't like. They're the ones that try to force their religion on you. Plus, they're the ones that have claimed to read the Bible, but have read only a couple verses. They think that's the same thing. They can quote a couple verses, but after that, they're done. In one of the most quoted verses by churches around here and by the Westboro Baptist Church, which causes a lot of controversy. There we go. I was going to get it. The Bible verse is Leviticus 18:22. And according to the King James Version, it says, "You shall not lie with a man as with a woman. It is an abomination." Now, the church views that as God saying, oh no, gay marriage, gay relationships can't happen. It's an abomination to do that. But you have to look at the context of everything. When this book was written, at least when the New or Old Testament was written, back in, it was before the birth of Christ, it was a couple hundred years before the birth of Christ, back when the Jews were still wandering the desert. When the Bible was written, there was no sexuality. Well, I shouldn't say that. There were homosexuals, there were heterosexuals, but those terms didn't exist. And love was love. I mean, sex was sex. You can have sex with whoever you wanted. And the thing is that wasn't the abomination. The abomination was not two men having sex or two women having sex. In the case of the verse, it is two men. But it's not the abomination for two men to have sex. That's not the problem. Because at the time, yeah, like I said, there was no sexuality or no defined sexuality. But what there was defined genders. There was male, there was female. There was no transgender or gender fluid. There was none of that. You were either male or female. And as a female, you had roles, and as a male, you had roles. As a female, your roles could be housework, cooking, taking care of the kids, teaching the kids, helping with animals, stuff like that. Where with the man, it was to farm, protect, provide, stuff like that. And those were two defined roles. And they did not mesh. If a woman were to see, or if another woman were to see a woman's husband doing woman's work, they'd get mad at the woman. Like, how could you do this? Your husband has to pick up for your slack, even if the husband offered to do it. So the genders were very defined. There was no meshing at all. They were two defined genders. So if a man was willing to give up his role as a man, and that would be the man that decided to receive. That's going to sound really bad, and I don't mean it to, but I really don't know how else to say it. The man that was receiving is the one giving up his role as a man. He's no longer being the man and giving the seed, he's taking it, and that's blending, and that can't happen. That is the abomination. It has nothing to do with two men having sex. It's the fact that one man was willing to give up his role as a man to do this. And the church couldn't have that. And all these people nowadays are just constantly quoting that, can't do this, can't do this, can't do this. They don't realize that the people that they're hating are the ones that their freaking Messiah would have dealt with. He would have been the one, or the homosexuals were ones coming to Jesus because for their whole life they'd been told, you are going against gender roles, that's not okay. So they came to Jesus as a way of saying, hey, could you help us, give us some companionship that we've never had? And there's the theory that Jesus was bisexual, but I'm not getting into that because there's no way to prove that. But what I just talked about, it is proof. And I'm not trying to pick a fight, I'm not. But I do hope that there's people that watch this video that are very Bible-centered, and they use that verse to help justify their hatred, because this is going to help them understand what's really happening, what the context of the verse is. Because all the laws in the Bible are for a purpose. I mean, there was a purpose behind it. There's laws against bestiality because they don't want you to get diseases. I mean, AIDS came from monkeys to begin with. So they were thinking a little bit when they made these laws. They knew that animals carried diseases that humans could get, especially if you were having sex with them. Dietary laws. Don't mix your meat and your vegetables while you're cooking. That's just sanitary. You're not going to get salmonella, E. coli, stuff like that. And they realized that. The Jewish people cannot eat pork. And it's not to do with the meat itself, it's the animal. Pigs are filthy, filthy, disease-ridden animals. And the Jewish rabbis that wrote the Torah realized, hey, if we don't let them eat pig, they're not going to raise pig. They're not going to get sick. So all these laws have purposes. And the law of Leviticus 18:22 was to prevent people from giving up their gender roles. That's cut and dry. That's all it is. It's to stop people from messing with the gender roles. They don't care that two men are having sex. It's nothing. It's fine. That's sex. Sex can happen. The whole idea that sex can't happen is a new creation. It was created in the New Testament. The Jewish people had nothing to do with that. They didn't care. Sex is sex. Well, this was a really long video, and I didn't mean to. I mean, we're going past 8 minutes right now. I'm done talking. I don't know what else to say. I hope this opens some people's eyes, and I hope nobody hates me for this. But if you do, I guess I don't care. You don't have to watch my videos anymore. I mean, watch the other videos in this channel, that's fine, but don't. You don't have to watch mine. I'm not going to be offended if you don't watch mine anymore, because I offended you with this video. I don't need you. That's going to sound really bad, because I really need the subscribers, and I love you guys that watch these videos and you take the time out of your day to watch the videos. But if you're going to be the kind of person that hates another person just because of their preference sexually, I don't need you. And you can just X out and not come back. That's fine, I guess. And I'm pretty sure I speak for the rest of the people on this channel. We don't need you. If you're going to hate someone just because of who they like to have sex with, that sounds like a you problem. That's not my problem. I'm not going to pretend it's my problem. Well, this is a really long video, and I'm going to sign out now. Bye.